Hi students, let's start with chemistry, chapter number 1, chemical reactions and equations. So here are the few important questions which you can go through with so that you can write properly in your paper. So this is a quick revision. So let's start out with. So the first question which can be asked out of this chapter, all the definitions like combination reaction. What is combination reaction? Only simple, these wordings are sufficient. Combination reaction is a type of reaction where simple substances combine to form complex substance. So here simple substances combine to give complex substance is called combination reaction. Example, A plus B, it gives AB. So here the simple substances are combining to give complex substance. Next, decomposition. Decomposition reaction, type of reaction where complex substance decompose to give simple. So the same question they can ask, like what is the difference between combination and decomposition. So the example here, complex substance is getting decomposed into simple, that is getting split into simple substance. So here AB is getting converted into A plus B. So same question they can ask, write difference between combination and decomposition reaction. So when they will ask for difference between, first we will be writing definition and the second point example. You can write the example in some better way. Like here combination reaction, hydrogen plus oxygen will combine to give water. We need to balance also. So 2 molecules of hydrogen combine with 1 molecule of oxygen to give 2 molecules of water. For decomposition reaction, 2 molecules of water will decompose back to give 2 molecules of hydrogen and 1 molecule of oxygen. So this is a single question can be prepared in two different ways. One the definition and other they can be asked in the form of difference. Now the next question, what is skeletal chemical equation and what is balanced chemical equation? So here chemical equation when it is represented. Now chemical equation can be represented in different ways. So here what are the different ways represent chemical equation? So here we can represent chemical equation either in the form of word or sentence, or we can represent it in the form of symbols. So most convenient one is representing in the form of symbols. So when we are writing in word, we will write the complete spelling, like magnesium react with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. When we represent with complete word, we call it as word equation. If the same thing we write in sentence formation, like magnesium react with oxygen to give magnesium oxide, it is called sentence representation. Instead of writing words, if we represent symbols, magnesium plus oxygen, it will give magnesium oxide. That is called symbol representation. So there are three ways where we can represent the chemical equation: word representation, sentence representation, or symbol representation. This is second category question. The third one, like what is skeletal chemical equation or balanced chemical equation? Now if I am writing the same equation, Mg plus O2 is forming MgO. If we count out the number of elements on both the side, here 1 magnesium is there, 2 oxygen is there, whereas here 1 magnesium and 1 oxygen. So it is unbalanced chemical equation. Unbalanced chemical equation is called skeletal chemical equation. Unbalanced equation is called skeletal. So this you can remember as definition, or for 1 mark question MCQs, this is called unbalanced one is called skeletal equation or skeletal chemical equation. Now the next question, Why we balance chemical equation? Third question, why we balance chemical equation? That is, as per the law of conservation of mass, to satisfy the law of conservation of mass, equation has to be balanced. So as per the law, mass can neither be created nor it be destroyed. To satisfy that law, we need to balance a chemical equation. Now how we balance a chemical equation? There are many rules given, but we need not to write all the rules. Simply count out the number of elements and balance it. Now the next important topic is how to balance a chemical equation. Based on this, two questions can be asked where they will give the equation to balance. So let's start out with balancing. Here Fe is reacting with water to form Fe3O4 plus hydrogen. Now how to balance? You need not to write LHS and RHS, directly you can solve. While balancing, keep in mind we will always use the numberings as coefficient. It should never be used as superscript or subscript. So here first you count out what is the highest value on either side. Here iron is 1 atom of iron is there. Here 3 atoms of iron is there. So to balance it, we need to make 3 equal. So let's start out by putting 3. Use pencil for this so that there will not be any mistakes, like if you are making any trialings. So this is called trial and error method. We are just putting the numbers and calculating. So for that, if you use pencil, easily you can rub and you can try more times. So here 3 times of iron is reacting with, here 4 oxygen is there. Here only 1 oxygen is there. So I'll put 4 over water. So here, so that this 4 can be multiplied with both the numbers. Now hydrogen became 8, whereas oxygen is 4. Coming to right hand side, iron is 3 times, oxygen is 4. So we got balanced with iron, we got balanced with oxygen. Now only hydrogen is remaining to balance. Here hydrogen are 2 in number. To make it 8, we need to put 4. Now once again check out the numberings. 3 iron atoms are there. Here 3 iron atoms are there. 4 2s are 8 hydrogen, 4 2s are 8 hydrogen and 4 oxygen. Thus all the numbers got satisfied. So in this way we can balance the chemical equation. One more example. Let's start with few more examples. So here when we count, here hydrogen is once. Always start out with the big number like NO3. Polyatomic numbers, polyatomic ions. So here NO3 is twice, whereas here NO3 is once. So we'll put 2 over here to balance it. So if suppose I'm placing 2, now NO3 got balanced. Calcium is once, so it's once. No need to put any number. Now count out. Hydrogen is twice, oxygen is also twice. To make it 2, we need to put 2 over here. So if I'll place 2 here, now 2 oxygen, 2 2s are 4 hydrogen. Now check out whether the hydrogen got balanced or not. So here already 2 hydrogen is there and 2 more. So hydrogen got balanced. So our net equation is 2HNO3 plus CaOH whole twice will give CaNO3 whole twice plus 2 times of water molecule. This by simple counting you can make. Always start out with the bigger unit so that counting can be easy. Now one more example. NaCl will react with AgNO3 to give AgCl plus NaNO3. So here the bigger unit is NO3, both are ones only. Now Ag and Cl, Ag is ones, Cl is also ones, Na is ones. If we count out, all the numbers are same. So this equation is already balanced, need not to balance. Now the next topic, balancing is important. After balancing, we get the further definition, that is displacement reaction. What is displacement reaction? So name itself is saying something is getting displaced. So type of reaction where less reactive element displaces, where the less reactive element is displaced by more reactive element. So you need to remember, like while writing the definition, more reactive one is displacing the less reactive one. This you need to concentrate. Now for example, if iron react with copper sulfate solution. So we know that iron is more reactive compared to copper. So it will displace copper from its salt solution. So thus the reaction is FeSO4 plus copper. Copper got displaced. If we count out one iron atom is there, then one SO4, one copper. So it already got balanced. We need not to put any numberings here. So here high reactive element is displacing the less reactive element from its salt solution. This is salt. So we need to write that salt solution. After displacement, the next equation is double displacement. So next type is double displacement. So here what is double displacement? The same definition. Here there is exchange of ions. So both the ions are getting displaced. We call it as double displacement reaction. Now for example, double displacement reaction is a type of reaction where there is an exchange of ions between the reactant. So here it is a type of reaction where there is exchange of ions take place. So how the exchange is taking place? We can have the example of double displacement reaction. Now here Na2SO4 will react with BaCl2. Here the two elements are there at a time. In a compound, two elements are there, they get displaced. So there is a formation of BaSO4. So it got exchanged. Barium is getting attached with sulfate, and then sodium is getting attached with chlorine. So both the elements are getting displaced. That's why we call it as double displacement reaction. BaSO4 plus NaCl. If we balance it, Na2, 2 times is there. To balance it, we need to put 2 before NaCl, and then BaSO4, it's already got balanced. So what is double displacement reaction? The reaction in which there is exchange of ions. You need to mention this point. Exchange of ions will take place is called double displacement reaction. Now after double displacement reaction, one important question is there, like if they will ask the activity. Okay, if iron nails are dipped, if they will ask about activity, what happens when iron nails are dipped in copper sulfate solution? For this activity, you need to mention the color. Like here, iron is more reactive than copper. So it is a displacement reaction. Already we discussed here. So when iron nail is dipped in copper sulfate solution, iron will displace copper from copper sulfate. So the solution color will change from blue to grayish. Or you can write it will become colorless or it fades. So this is also one of the important reaction where they can ask about the color change. You need to mention the color change. Blue color to colorless or grayish color. So generally when iron is dipped, it will be grayish in color. So you can write the grayish color there. One more important reaction is when FeSO4 reactive is heated. What happens when ferrous sulfate is heated? Ferrous sulfate is heated, it produces Fe2O3, that is ferric oxide plus SO2 plus SO3. So here it gives a characteristic smell. So SO2, it is having a pungent smell. So this can be one of the equation where you can use for decomposition reaction, or like they can ask what happens when ferrous sulfate is heated. And next, one more important question. They can ask like a compound is heated which produces brown color fumes. So you can see here the color of the fumes is brown in color. So they can ask what is the brown color fumes produced during the reaction. So these brown color fumes are nothing but NO2. So this for the CBSE pattern, the color reactions are very important. Now here you will observe that the emulsion of brown fumes, the fumes are nitrogen dioxide. And what is the reaction for this? Reaction is PbNO3 whole twice, that is lead nitrate. When lead nitrate is heated, it will produce lead oxide plus nitrogen dioxide and oxygen is produced. This nitrogen dioxide is brown in color. So what is this brown color gas produced? Or they can make like what happens when lead nitrate is heated. Generally they will not give the name of the lead nitrate. They will say that a compound is heated which produces brown color fumes on heating. Identify the reaction. So you need to write this whole equation. So this is one of the important question. Memorize it. Now the next important topic is decomposition of water. So here this activity can be asked, or they can ask the question like test tube is taken when an electrolysis is done, or in an activity it was found that in one of the test tube the gas liberated is twice the other. Identify the gases. So for this we will write like this is decomposition of water. So as we know that water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. If we decompose it, that is electrolytic decomposition. When electrolysis is done, it will split into hydrogen and oxygen molecules. So when we see the amount, hydrogen is twice compared to oxygen. So that's why in one of the test tube, we find the gas which is double to the other. So one which is having half is oxygen and the other which is having double is hydrogen. So as per their molecular composition. So this is one of the important question. Now regarding the decomposition reaction, they can ask, what are the different types of decomposition reaction. So here different types of decomposition reaction. So decomposition reaction are of three types. First one is electro decomposition. So name itself is saying we are using electricity. Okay, the decomposition which can be carried by electricity, or the decomposition which is carried in presence of electricity, is called electro decomposition. The second one is thermal decomposition, and third one is photo decomposition. So this is one of the important question. Types of decomposition reaction: electro decomposition, which is taking place in presence of electricity. Only you need to write decomposition which is taking place in presence of electricity. Example is water, which will decompose in presence of electricity to hydrogen and oxygen. Next one is thermal decomposition. When compound is heated, it will decompose. So thermal means heat. When something is decomposed by heating is called thermal decomposition. CaCO3 in presence of heat will convert into CaO plus carbon dioxide. This is thermal decomposition. Photo decomposition, when the decomposition is carried in presence of sunlight. So AgCl in presence of sunlight will convert into Ag and Cl2. So this is example of photo decomposition. Very simply you can write. So in your exam for the science paper, they never see how long you are writing answer. Your concepts must be clear. Your answers to be to the point only, like electrodecomposition, decomposition in presence of electricity, and you will give example. Thermal decomposition, decomposition in presence of heat, then example. Photo decomposition, decomposition in presence of sunlight, and example. So now the next topic is why photosynthesis is called endothermic reaction. So now again the two types of reactions are there. What is endothermic reaction and what is exothermic reaction? So endothermic reaction, the type of reaction where heat is taken in. Type of reaction where heat is taken in is called endothermic reaction. So here we can give the example of photosynthesis, because photosynthesis takes place in presence of sunlight. So when sunlight falls on carbon dioxide and water, carbon dioxide plus water in presence of sunlight will give C6H12O6, that is glucose, plus oxygen is liberated. So this is a type of decomposition reaction. So this is a type of endothermic reaction as heat is used here. So something is heated up. Now carbon dioxide, 6 molecules of carbon dioxide will react with 12 molecules of water to give glucose plus 6 molecules of oxygen plus 6 molecules of water. So this is also one of the important question. Why photosynthesis is called endothermic reaction? Just opposite to this, they can ask why respiration is called exothermic reaction. So in respiration, glucose will split to give energy and carbon dioxide. So how we are going to write respiration? So respiration is exothermic reaction. So in respiration, we can say like either respiration or digestion, both are exothermic reaction. C6H12O6 in presence of 6 molecule of oxygen will convert into carbon dioxide, water, and energy is liberated. So here, as energy is given out, this is exothermic reaction. When energy is taken is endothermic reaction. If energy is taken in endothermic reaction, if it is given out, exothermic reaction. They can ask either difference, or they can ask like respiration is exothermic reaction, photosynthesis endothermic reaction. Explain. Now the next topic here, when lime, if water is added to limestone, CaO plus water, it produces CaOH whole twice plus heat is generated. This is also example of exothermic reaction because heat is given out. Now the next question of this chapter is oxidation and reduction. So what is oxidation and reduction reaction? Oxidation, the type of reaction where oxygen is added or hydrogen is removed. And reduction is a type of reaction where oxygen is removed and hydrogen is added. Concentrate on the definition first. Now here, type of reaction where oxygen is added is called oxidation reaction. So you can see here, copper plus oxygen will form CuO. To balance it, 2 oxygen is there, so we'll put 2 before copper oxide and the same way before copper. And the type of reaction where oxygen is removed, for this we need to write oxygen is added, here oxygen is removed, is called reduction reaction. CuO, copper oxide plus hydrogen, it will form copper. Here oxygen is getting removed, so this is reduction. And here in hydrogen, oxygen is added to form water, H2O. So this is oxidation reaction. Now oxidation and reduction. Type of reaction where both oxidation and reduction will take place together or simultaneously. We call that as redox reaction. This can be one more. What is redox reaction? Type of reaction where oxidation and reduction both take place is called redox reaction. Every reaction in general is redox type, but for 10th standard level, they will ask it separately, what is oxidation, reduction, and what is redox reaction. Now one more question is there, what is oxidizing agent? Okay, what is oxidizing agent and what is reducing agent? Oxidizing agent is that which oxidizes itself and reduces other. Like here, for this case, copper oxide plus hydrogen, oxidizing agent is CuO. Itself it is getting reduced, but it is oxidizing hydrogen to make water. Now what is oxidizing agent? Which will itself get reduced but will oxidize other. So in this reaction, oxidizing agent is copper oxide, from where oxygen is removing, that is oxidizing agent, and which is getting added with oxygen is reducing agent. Just opposite, where oxygen is not there is reducing agent, and where oxygen is removed, that is oxidizing agent. Okay, this is oxidizing agent and this is reducing agent. This is also very important 1 mark question. They can ask what is oxidizing and what is reducing agent. Now the last topic of this chapter is what is rancidity. What is rancidity? Rancidity is nothing but oxidation of the food. So oxidation of food is called rancidity. Now when oily food is kept for longer, they smells like oil or their taste changes. So this process is called oxidation. To prevent oxidation, how the food is stored. So that is also one important question. What is rancidity? How it can be prevented? Rancidity is oxidation of food, and it can be prevented by keeping the food in airtight container. Okay, first point, keeping in airtight container, and second point, adding nitrogen to the food items. Generally, the chips manufacturer, they flux the chips packets with nitrogen so that it will be prevented from rancidity. And the third point, antioxidant. You can write 3 points. First one, airtight container, putting the food items in airtight container. Second, nitrogen, flushing can be done. And the third one, keeping the food with antioxidants, so that which will avoid oxidation. So these are the a few simple questions by preparing which you can score full marks out of the first chapter. First chapter is very easy. Its revision hardly takes 20 minutes. So you can revise it thoroughly, practice out with the equations, learn out all the definitions. I'll be very soon with you with the next chapter. So till then, go through with the first chapter, and carbon and its compounds and metals and non-metals. The chapter videos are already uploaded. So once you can revise these three chapters, next chapter will be uploaded soon. So please go through with that. For more videos, like and subscribe my channel.